Hi, welcome back to my channel, Cosmic Insight Astrology. I am back with a new video and I'm going to actually analyze for you guys the Saturn and Mars conjunction in Pisces. And it's going to happen in 14 degrees on April 10th. It's going to happen 2 days right after the solar eclipse, right? And then it's also going to happen 2 days before the Mercury retrograde Cazimi. So, but we have to talk about during this podcast, we have to talk about the Piscean archetype. We're going to talk a little bit about Saturn and Mars, as usually I do, as that's how I actually built up my my videos, my podcast. And we're also going to talk about the synodic cycle, what it starts, and what kind of mundane application going to fold out in our life. So what kind of effect it will bring in our collective lives. And also we're going to talk about the aspects between that Saturn and Mars conjunction, because of the same day when Saturn, Mars going to conjunct in heaven, we're also going to have an aspect with this, and it's going to be like, let me see, did I erected the chart? Let me just go back actually for the 10th, sorry. So it's going to actually making a sextile with Jupiter and exalted moon in Taurus the same day, and Uranus. And we are talking about this because Jupiter rules Pisces. That's actually the old avatar of Pisces. And Jupiter, we all know this is the planet of rich, planet of blessing, generosity, is the planet of Santa Claus. And Moon is exalted in Taurus, and Uranus coexist, ready to do a conjunction with Jupiter, which is going to be a big, bang something happening in our life. I already made a video about this, and I'm going to put that actually in the comment section below, so you can watch it if you didn't watch that before. And the other thing we're going to talk about actually the Neptunian and Plutonian energy. It is making a sextile. We're only talking about this because of Neptune is the new modern ruler of Pisces. And, it is out of sign sextile, but it is doing two beautiful aspects. And actually, it also going to sextile with Ceres. So the conjunction between Saturn and Mars going to sextile with Ceres. So, all right, let's start this video. If you don't know me and if you're new to my channel, I would appreciate your likes, your subscribe, and your comment below. Anyway, I appreciate that from everyone. And if you are with me for a longer time, then I welcome you back, and thank you so much to being here and supporting me. So I'm going to start with a quote. Usually I start with, and right now I'm going to quote Nelson Mandela. And I always try to find a quote for you guys, which is like really based on the astrological aspect we are talking about. And this one is, I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. So what does this quote reflect about? It is actually like the courage is coming from the courageous, brave spirit of Mars. And the discipline, tempered resilience is coming from Saturn, right? And it's all happening in the territory of Pisces. It is really transcending, and it is, our deepest fear, because just actually think about that Pisces rules the ocean, and the ocean is so deep, no one actually could ever explored the depth of the ocean yet. So our fears are deep, and there are challenges with Mars and Saturn, but we can become resilient, and we can become really courageous and overcome the challenge what it's going to bring into our life. All right, so it's going to happen in second decan of Pisces, because 14 degrees is second decan. So it's spanning between 10 and 20 degrees, and it's going to be co-ruled by the moon, by Cancer, right? So it's going to influence, deepens the emotional and intuitive quality of Pisces. It's going to bring in some kind of nurturing energy, going to emphasize on sensitivity. And also because the moon rules our subconscious and also intuition with this, Piscean energy, it's going to bring in our very deep subconscious energy and connection with it. We will be capable to actually explore our subconscious and use our intuition to overcome the challenges. The other thing what's happening over here, I always talk about the Sabian symbol, and the Sabian symbol of Mars-Saturn conjunction in Pisces, 14 degrees. Pisces 14 degrees actually is represented by, what is the Sabian symbol? Okay, a lady wrapped in a large stole of fox fur. So this symbol speaks to the need for protection, because the fur is protect against coldness. And Saturn actually representing coldness, okay? And also Saturn is undeveloped land. It is also the cliffs, If you went ever to do rock climbing or just seeking the mountains and climbing cliffs, up there it could be extremely harsh weather and coldness, and the fox fur definitely could represent some protection again this coldness. And the fox itself, it is an animal spirit, an animal who is very wise and really tricky as well. It's symbolizing not only wiseness but trickiness as well. So it could play out like overcoming the challenges with your tricky mind. So it hints at the luxury of comfort that comes from being in touch with one's inner world and finding strength in one's personal resources, and also your resilience, because don't forget we were talking about that Saturn is discipline and resilience in our life. So in the silence of deep waters, where dreams whisper to the soul, we find courage to face our fears with strength of Saturn and the daring Mars, right? Mars is the courage over here. Here in the boundless seas of Pisces, every stroke towards our dreams is a dance with destiny. Saturn usually is our karma, our karmic path. It is our destiny. And it is teaching us that the greatest victories are those won within. The greatest victories is what you were working for, what you were sweating blood for. Many times when I ask clients or, even ask my children, if I handing them something, just for out of, and they didn't work for it, they not necessarily appreciate that as much as they worked for something so hard, and they are being paid for their hard work. You always actually appreciate the things what you worked for. All right, so this Saturn Mars conjunction going to have a major collective impact because of it's going to involve the moon decan as well, the Cancerian decan. It's going to have emotional and spiritual growth for all of us, and actually on the collective action. And it's going to make sure we are aimed for healing and emotional growth. it's a time when spirituality could become more integrated into daily lives. So this is the time when people are going to find connection, or they're going to become very structured. For example, before they didn't go to church, but right now they're gonna go back to temple and churches, and going to have a structured routine with spirituality. It doesn't have to be churches, like it could be meditation, or it could be like, if it is your jam, like feeding the homeless, you're gonna go to a soup kitchen, and every Sunday, for example, instead of church, and feeding the homeless is the underprivileged. Pisces rules the underprivileged. So that is definitely connection beyond the material world. And because Pisces is also really your creative, artistic expression, because Pisces rules by Neptune. Neptune rules photography and films and, script writing. And it's a higher octave of Venus. So it is the big brother of Venus here. And the influence of that, plus the moon, because, that is the second decan. So it's going to bring in some kind of artistic, ability, artistic discipline, because Saturn is there. So there it's going to be like, yes, right now I know how to hear myself, or I know how to hear my children, or if I'm a teacher, I'm going to actually integrate Saturnian energy, right? It's going to be structured twice a week or however you want to, but some art in my life. And that's going to heal me. And art is a really, really good outlet actually to get rid of anxiety and express yourself. Anything to do with music, because Neptune also rules the music industry as well. So you might going to have some kind of new ideas with music, or produce film, or with script writing. But in general, for the collective, this could be some kind of really, really great time when they are coming up with documentaries, and the documentary, or new music as well. But it could reflect actually the depth of the ocean, or it could actually become some kind of documentary about afterlife, or spirituality, or life of Jesus Christ, or Buddha, anything like that, or more movies like the Secret, or Law of Attraction could actually come out during this time. And it's a synodic cycle. Don't forget about that. The synodic cycle is not going to start that exact day. It might, because astrology is literal, but it could create a 2.5 years of cycle, and it's actually going to be 2.5 years cycle because of Mars and Saturn, because of Mars gonna go to retrograde in Leo, and it's going to retrograde for a long time. So it's going to be more like 2 years when it's going to meet Saturn again. All right. So what else going to happen? Pisces also very humanitarian. Pisces is Mother Teresa, and especially Neptune in it, and Jupiter is generous, and Jupiter is Santa Claus. So Mother Teresa meets Santa Claus in Pisces, and they want to do better for the world. So this aspect going to bring in a more humanitarian efforts. And guys, with Uranus and Jupiter conjunction soon, we're going to experience a lot of difficulties. It's not a scare technique over here. We just have to be ready for that. We're going to experience earthquake in places where never been before. I told you in my previous videos, Saturn in Pisces, it's undeveloped land from the ocean. It's going to sextile with that Uranian energy. So it is going to bring in with earthquake a lot of new earth from the ocean, right? New islands from the ocean, and we're going to get different boards and borders geographically, or political borders. And as you see what's going on in the world with the wars, and like Israel doesn't stop the bombing, and not even let humanitarian aids for Palestinians. it is a very sad thing. Russia is very strong, and when I checked, and you can check the video that I made with Sama over there, I talk a lot about this in depth. So, you know, we're gonna have new borders. So this Saturn Mars, actually, Saturn is the general and Mars is the soldier. So they're going to have some conflict. You can see like some kind of rebellious action from the soldiers against the general, against the leader. So there I would also, you know, assume like the soldiers in Israel might going to turn against Netanyahu, or, you know, the Russian soldiers against Putin. But it could be something like that even in America. The humanitarian efforts comes from the Pisces side, because Pisces, as I said, Santa Claus meets Mother Teresa, and that is going to be actually very compassionate because of it's going to give a lot more assistance for the less fortunate out of compassion. So we're going to collect clothing, food, you know, the affected area, the areas where tsunamis or earthquake or the war is going on, or God forbid, some kind of nuke could get lost, or, you know, some nuclear power could get ruined and they will need our help, right? So this is a critical time. It is very crucial. However, I do think there is success in this in long term, because of it's going to make us to hold hands together. As I said, always my favorite Eminem song, I'm Not Afraid, because he is singing about like, I'm standing in the truth and I'm saying the truth and I'm not afraid. So hold my hand and let's go through this storm together and help each other and be compassionate. That's the song about, all right? And so I feel that. I feel we can do that. And on the other hand, you know, Pisces rules the ocean, and that could be some kind of environmental awareness. And it's going to actually focus on the protection of the ocean water or the ocean resources, because, you know, Saturn in Pisces could indicate some kind of issues with the fishing policies, anything to do with fishing policies. Or it could be also all right. Sorry about this. It could be also like they're going to put that in a law, because Saturn is government as well, not allow to, you know, like kill the dolphins or the whales, you know, in the bays, because in Norway and in a lot of other countries, Japan has that kind of tradition when they actually, without any fucking reason, they are killing animals and massacre them. It is just like a bloodbath, and it's disgusting. As a human being, how dare you, and how can you do something like that? So I hope they're going to create a new policy about that. And, you know, Pisces is also rules your mental health or mental health. So there could be some kind of great psychological healing as well, because Saturn is restricting. So, you know, it could be something with, all right, we're going to have some kind of, we're gonna restrict to drink or to use drugs. So it could be actually give you a discipline and encourage you and endurance to stick with your choice of food, healthy food, or you are not, you are being clean right now and not using any like numbing in your life, in your life. So you don't use alcohol, drugs, or pharmaceutical or whatever. However, Mars and Saturn also, if it's psychological, you know, Saturn in Pisces could decrease the pharmaceutical drugs. So it could be some kind of issue to export, import, or create pharmaceutical drugs. And it could be because of the war. So there is going to be a lot of affected area in the world where they're going to need aids. And it could be not only humanitarian, like water, or, you know, like, for example, Saturn Mars conjunction and Pisces, it could be water restriction in some area where is war, right, Mars? So obviously Palestine, we already see that, but Saturn also could be desert as well, so there could be some kind of issue with lands where it's going to become deserted by fire, for example. And it could also create lots of ocean animals, because of it could heat up, and it could the temperature of the ocean could actually become warmer, and that's why it could create some kind of death of ocean animals. But on the other hand, be careful with your prescriptions. Make sure you have it ahead for 3 months at least, maybe more, because we could be actually lack of prescription medication, drugs, antibiotics, because Saturn is cold, and Pisces rules viruses, and Pisces rules also a pandemic as well. So it could be something with antibiotics and medication, which we're going to lack of, because of we had a lot of humanitarian aid going out to affected area where are earthquakes around the world or wars, and that's why the country itself is lack of medication. And on the other thing with the economic structure, this conjunction might also influence the collective approach to economic structure, pushing for reforms, because Saturn is the old, the dated, Saturn is Kronos, right? So that's the old age. And they're going to need some more compassionate yet sustainable and disciplined new structure. And, you know, because it is going to sextile with Jupiter, Jupiter is law, so it is bringing in new laws in every single area, as I said before, mentioned above. And also, it's also the day Jupiter and Moon conjunct, and also Uranus very close by. So the sextile between that going to be really, really good for innovative new ideas and new rules and making new laws, even education going to become out with the dated and in with the innovative new. We're going to use obviously AI and softwares, and the education system totally changing. So, but of course, you know, Mars is fighting against Saturn over here. Mars wants to take over, so let's start something. Don't hesitate. Saturn likes to take its time, and Mars is like, no, it's not time anymore. We're not gonna sitting on the problem. With sextile with Uranus is Jupiter. Let's make a new law. Let's do something innovative, because that's the only way we are capable to move forward in life. So yes, I do love that. So, you know, we were talking about Saturn, like which is associated with discipline and responsibility, also limitation and structures, but also it's representing maturity as well, and it is endurance as well. So this and Saturn influence going to bring in, we are swimming toward slowly to our dreams and to, you know, to our spiritual pursuit, for sure. Yes, and Mars, we were talking about that. It's very fiery, very aggressive, very courageous, initiative, conflict-oriented. It has a lot of desire to succeed. And through the water, we might, so in personal astrology, we have to be careful with hot water, hot oil, because of Neptune rules oil. So, you know, while you are cooking, not to get burned by oil, or careful with hot water. It's obvious, but I don't see your chart. So obviously it's not for everyone, but you know, this is the time when we have to be careful with hot water and oil. All right. And then what else can we talk about here? Well, let me think. Well, Pisces is the ocean, but also it's symbolizing a big body of water. So it could indicate some kind of mudslide. Saturn and Mars in Pisces, it could be some kind of mudslide or excessive rainfall, which is like going to stop everything and we're not going to be able to go out. It could bring in flood, even with Saturn there. But not necessarily flood, but most like mudslide. And yeah, that's what I actually wanted to talk about. And Saturn also representing government, and it's the politicians as well. And because Saturn Mars going to conjunct in Pisces, Pisces is really compassionate. So we're going to have some new leadership coming into and maybe showing up. And I told you guys there is like 50 election this year, which is 3.44 billion people are affecting the 2024 elections around the world. So Uranus, Jupiter going to bring in a dictator, because remember 1941 when Uranus, Jupiter conjuncted in Taurus, Hitler rised. So right now, another dictator is rising, but also Saturn Mars would be a really compassionate, because Mars is a courageous, compassionate hero kind of leader rising. Who is initiate some kind of global peace. And Pisces also could be the Pope as well, because of Pisces ruled by Jupiter, which is a religion, and ruled by Neptune, which is most likely the Pope. And it could be some change over there, which is taking actions, like maybe the Pope going to make a speech about peace, and like how they have to resolve the issue right now, what's going on, and ceasefire, hopefully. Yes, so that's going to be like, definitely there are going to be a lot of initiatives like for peace as well. And in education, we're going to have some kind of holistic learning approaches, because, Pisces is holistic. Pisces is the 12th sign of the zodiac, and Pisces includes all the sign prior, that is the eternal womb and the afterlife as well. So it's integrate everything, integrate the spiritual, and because Jupiter is intelligence, so it is, and higher education, because rules Sagittarius as well, Pisces is creativity. So they're going to shift toward to new educational models, like they're going to try to integrate the emotional intelligence with the creative, spiritual, and like bring in all kind of intelligent and all kind of method in the academic subject, and in the traditional, because Saturn is traditional academic, but because of the Piscean energy, there is going to be an awareness for, okay, let's bring in music, art therapy, and let them to express themselves through art or music. I'm very happy for that. My children are artists. They are Taurus boys, and they are in art school anyway. And the mental health, focusing on that as well, it's going to be really good. But I'm talking about the mental health in educational policies because of in around the world, but it's in America where we live. There is a lot of massacre and school shooting happening. It is a very unfortunate issue. And every single day when you let your children to school, you are fear of something could happen. And this is a terrible feeling, I have to tell you guys, because, I want them to be around other children, but as a mother, it's like, wow, won't be a hero, please save yourself kind of situation for me every single day. But yes, that is maybe they're going to focus on the mental health of the children, and it could actually decrease the issue with school shooting, because, you know, Saturn sees the fire, Mars. So in Pisces, it could be one of the outcome of that. Well, yes, I think I'm done over here, and I'm gonna talk about each individual sign as usually I do. All right, I'm going to start with Aries rising, sun and moon. You know, the sun is your father figure, your career, your vitality, the moon, your subconscious mother figure, your emotion, and the rising all about you. So it's going to happen in your 12th house. 12th house is your subconscious. That's your secrets. That's your solitude. That's your retreat. We were talking about that Pisces rules the 12th house. So the whole entire video before was about Pisces. So, you know, that's the 12th house. So you may experience a time of some kind of new relationship, but that could be actually a relationship, and it could be an issue with a relationship, but issue is coming from your past, and right now you are capable to heal your love life. If we are checking into your finances, then you have to be cautious with your investment, because there could be some kind of secrets or secret enemy or hidden matters which could affect your financial stability. Let's see your health. Mental health requires attention over here. You need to start to meditate, some kind of stress management, anger management, find some kind of solitude, you know, like go to retreat or go to nearby ocean and make yourself calm. If you want to do any kind of education, psychology or some kind of spiritual education you can be attracted to, your career is going to take a different perspective right now. You most likely going to start to work behind the scene right now. You have to trust your intuition, because of soon you will be able to show what you created. And if you have kids, you need to have some kind of, and you need to give some kind of emotional support for your kids during this time. All right, Taurus rising, sun and moon. The sun is your vitality, father figure, and career, moon, your emotion, subconscious mother, and the rising is all about you. It's going to happen in your 11th house. 11th house is your hopes, your long-term wishes, your friendship zone, your network, your community. So you can actually create new connections, and it could be online community, or, you know, just get into through your friend in a community and a social event, and you can find love. With finances, there is some kind of collaborative financial ventures. You're going to have someone who wants to support you, support your ideas, and provide new opportunities. Health-wise, stress from social circles or community project could actually impact your well-being. You might be overbooked, or, you know, you might have to go to a lot of events and you don't want to. And being a Taurus, you know, it could be too much for you. Learning within group settings or online communities could be really favored for you guys during this period. And if you are seeking for new career through networking, or, you know, your professional goals actually going to change your long-term goals, and it could become actually permanent with Saturn over there. So yes, there is an advancement in your career. And with kids, you know, you can have a lot of social activities with your kids, and maybe you really going to enjoy that. All right, Gemini rising, sun and moon. It's going to happen in your 10th house of public image, career. Yeah. So what's happening over here? Yeah, I forgot to say, the sun is your father figure, your vitality, and your career, and the moon is subconscious mother and emotion, and your rising is all about you. So If you're looking for love, relationship might be influenced by career demands or public responsibilities, and it could give you an anxiety. If you are trying to invest in something, right now, your financial status could be impacted by career changes. Discipline is very crucial during this time when you are having some kind of new financial planning. And in your love life, because of it's going to be influenced by your career, you can find actually love at your work or in your career. And, you know, the status of love could change as well. So you can you can change your name. So you might going to get married. Health-wise, there is definitely an exhaustion because of you have long-term goals over here, and your public image is requiring a lot of demanding work. And because of you are prioritizing work, that's why your health could suffer sometimes. With education, if you would like to take a doctorate, then this is time for you right now, the next 2 years. With career, you know, that is a development in your career sphere. So there is some kind of, your hard work is paying off with Saturn over here. And your children going to need a lot more attention, and they might going to actually rebel against you because you have to work a lot and they're not going to like that. All right, Cancer, rising sun and moon, it's going to happen in your 9th house. Your beliefs, your long distance traveling, higher learning, so that's higher education, and your older siblings as well. It is your not overseas, it's not overseas, but it is like your foreign matters as well. And sun is your vitality, father figure, and career. Moon is your subconscious mother figure and emotion, and the rising is all about you. So you actually, 9th house is because it's immigration as well. You can attract right now a person from a foreign country, or, you know, like you can meet someone during traveling and it could become a love. And then you also capable to invest anything in education, or you can create travel agencies or some kind of legal matters going to consider some or actually require some careful consideration, but also traveling will require careful consideration. And investment with you know, in foreign countries could be a little bit difficult right now, so be careful with that. If you are going for a long distance traveling, make sure you know everything about that country where you go. Take medication, know what to eat, if you can drink the water or not, because it could bring in some kind of issue with your health during the travel. If you are pursuing right now higher education, this could actually help you to get specialized for some kind of training. You know, if you are a nurse, you can become a psychiatric nurse, or you know, anything like that. I just gave you an example. But you can get actually specialized for something during this period of time. Your career, it could actually become permanent. So could be something with publishing. You are capable to publish a book. You're capable to create a spiritual YouTube channel and you know, helping others. And also it could be really beneficial experience if you take your kids around the world and you're going to educate them through traveling. So the cultural experience going to be beneficial for your children. All right, Leo rising, sun and moon, it's going to happen in your 8th house. 8th house is anything to do with transformation, shared resources, and intimacy. 8th house is the house of taboos. It's sex, death, tax, you know, prenup, pregnancy, abortion, anything with 8th house matters, right? And There could be actually with this Saturn Martian conjunction in Pisces, which is really deep, but in second decan, which brings in a lot of deep emotional connection through your relationships, through sexuality. Actually, you can also seek for a permanent authority figure who is like could be a psychologist, a doctor, a shrink, a psychotherapist during this conjunction who can help with your anger issue, Mars, or with your addiction or suicidal thoughts. So it could bring in someone helpful for you. Inheritance, you might have to actually fight for your inheritance, you know, because it's restricted. Saturn restricts, censored, and Mars wants to fight for it. What is rightfully yours. And joint finances, there could be some kind of trickiness with the prenup, with taxes. Maybe you miss something and you have to go for an audition. Health-wise, you know, because of 8th house is very deep and Pisces is psychological. As I said, you are capable to heal past trauma through this kind of conjunction. And if you would like to go to school and, you know, like study anything to do with psychology, mysticism could really attract you. You can become a career-wise a surgeon, for example. You can become and open a funeral home, or you know, like you can also become not just a psychologist but a private investigator. You know, during this time, if you have kids, they might going to be interested in the topic of taboo, sex, death, reincarnation, bullying, abortion. And if they are, then you can purchase my book for them, which is Let's Talk About That. I'm going to put the link below. I wrote a book for teens about taboos and all the Plutonian and Neptunian energies. All right. Thank you so much. Virgo rising, sun and moon. It's going to happen in your 7th house of partnership, contracts, open enemies. You know, the sun is about your father figure and career and vitality, and the moon is your subconscious mother figure and your emotions and rising, everything about you. If you are looking for love right now, it could bring in some kind of development in your romantic life. 7th house, you might going to actually get proposed. Saturn, it's a long-term commitment, responsibility are the themes over here. If you are actually trying to bring in a new business partner, you know, like creating some new financial avenue for yourself, there could be like a new business partner coming into you who could be agile and older than you are and mature, and it could bring in a really good mutual agreement for you. Health-wise, there could be an issue with your partner health, not your health, and it could actually impact your well-being. You know, if your partner got sick or, you know, got diagnosed with terminal illness, of course, your anxiety is going to be like absolutely super high. And with education, you can learn something about project like leadership, partnerships. That is what is highlighted during this time. There is some kind of professional growth going on in your career, which could come through collaboration. So definitely you have to work with others. And there could be some kind of legal agreements because of that's legal matter, 7th house as well. So it could bring in a marriage and also some kind of legal agreements, which is turning out for your favor. Definitely you have to balance your relationship. And that's the key to your kids as well and your family dynamic, because of your kids could act up during this time and or be rebellious or you angry, and that's why you have to necessarily be honest with your partner. How do you want to parent, and you know, like agree on parenting. Libra rising, sun and moon is going to happen in your 6th house of health, work, daily routine. This is your rental property and your pet as well. All right, so Sun is your vitality, your career, your father figure. Moon is your mother figure, subconscious, and your emotions. And your rising is all about you. Sixth house, anything to do with pets. Be careful with your pets over here, because Saturn Mars could create some kind of water accident for them. It could seize their life. Careful with oil and hot water, you know, not to accidentally pour on them. Okay, then it could be also because it's health, so you also have to be careful with hot water, as I mentioned before. Focus on maintaining balance in your life and some kind of stress management, because it will be really crucial for you. If you have any kind of financial issues right now, you are capable to plan, and you are capable to do a really good planning with Saturn over here, and you can manage expenses very, very carefully, because Pisces likes to spend money like crazy. Mars is like absolutely bold and assertive, but Saturn going to put a cease on that. And you know, you have to strengthen the bonds between your coworkers and you. And that's how actually you're going to be capable to work together without fights. With studies, if you would like to start something with nutritionist, herbalist, yoga instructor, what is that, the gym coach, then this is the time to do that, so, or even open up a studio as well. So your career right now going to be really favored because of it's going to be a little bit in a change, like stability. It brings in stability right now for you, because Pisces ruled by Jupiter and Neptune. It's glamour, and you know, during this conjunction, Neptune gonna sextile with Pluto, which is money. And then Jupiter, which is also abundance, it brings in favorable abundance in your work. And you know, there is a need to organize your children's life and habits as well, especially the health habits. All right. Scorpio rising, sun and moon, it's going to happen in your fifth house of creativity, romance, children, and winning money, or, you know, like any kind of prize. And it's also investment as well. Sun is your father figure, your creativity also, and your vitality and your career. Moon is your mother figure, subconscious emotion. Rising is all about you. All right, so your romantic life becomes more serious because Saturn is there, so you might going to become engaged. And your relationship is going to deepen, definitely. And because of it's the house of investment, you could have some kind of creative investment over here, which could become very fruitful. And but when you invest, you have to be really careful with risk taking, okay? Because Uranus and Jupiter also going to conjunct, but it's gonna conjunct in Taurus for you. So, you know, that's in another house. But anyway, it is sextiling with it. So it's giving you a good opportunity for investment and actually have a increase in investment. Health-wise, you have to definitely be careful with the recreational activities. So biking, any joyful activities, scuba diving, things like that, you really have to be careful with. And then with education, if you want to find a manager or agent, or if you would like to have some kind of creative project and pursue that, it is favored during this time, because right now you're going to be stick with it. New career opportunities going to come up for you, but it's going to be based on creative project, anything to do with entrepreneurship, you know, like It's a new venture. And, you know, fifth house also rules your kids. So definitely there is going to be a lot of disciplined activity with your children, and it's going to flourish their talent for sure. But it's going to take a lot of discipline and hard work. So they might not going to like that. All right, Sagittarius rising, sun and moon, it's going to happen in our fourth house. I'm Sagittarius as well. It's our home, family, and our roots. It's also ending and funerals, and it's real estate as well. The sun is about your career and your father figure and vitality. The moon is about your mother figure and your subconscious emotion, and your rising all about you. So love life, you know, there is going to be a deeper connection between you and your family, and between you and your love, with your husband or wife. That is the Saturnian energy, which is going to make it very serious. And, you know, Mars is giving you in Pisces. Pisces rules bedroom, and Mars is sexual energy. So there is going to be a lot of passion, perhaps. Finances, you know, if you would like to invest in real estate, you can do that. Anything to do with home-related finances, but you have to be very careful because Saturn could put a seize on it, you know, unless you have personal planets or even social planets in similar degrees in water sign, then it's going to turn out very positive for you in water sign, for examples. So then your health, your emotional well-being is depend on your family dynamic and your family support. And there it's going to be something what you're going to find out about your ancestors, anything to do, maybe you're going to create a family tree, and you're going to realize, oh my God, there is some kind of karmic issue in my family, Saturn is karma, and you're capable to heal that from that karmic issue and let go of that karmic issue. Education-wise, you know, like anything what you can learn from home, you maybe want to have a real estate license or become a mortgage broker or whatever, that could be really good. You can also learn something with spirituality because it's going to happen in Pisces. Or, you know, you can, as I said, studying your family history could be really, really great during this time. Career, definitely you're going to create some space at home, like an office, and you're going to make it more comfortable and glamorous because Pisces is that more permanent, you know. Saturn is like, all right, let's make it permanent. Pisces is, let's make it glamorous and comfy and cozy and spiritual. Because of, if you do that, so you're going to feel good about the place where you work at, and it's going to bring in new opportunities and growth in your career as well. With kids, you have to actually work on building security for your family. So actually, you can talk about bunkers, you can talk about how to ferment food, you know, like things like that. So you can go and bringing them in nurturing environment, or, you know, you can teaching them about your roots and the family values as well. So it could be very, very effective. All right, Capricorn rising, sun and moon, it's going to happen in your third house. Third house is nearby neighborhoods, your younger siblings, short trips, your vehicle, communication, written or talking communication, skill-based studies, and your younger, said younger siblings. So there is something, if you actually would like to straighten a bond with your love, you might going to have a short trip traveling, a short distance traveling, a weekend getaway with your loved one, and that could actually save your relationship, or, you know, make the bonds, strengthen the bonds. That's what I wanted to say. So with finances, you know, very, very important to start to study something new. It could be, you know, right now AI is so important, maybe something with AI, maybe something with the way you are writing, speaking, and talk, you know, like like opportunities also with sales. So you are capable right now to do that. So your mental health is very, very important. And, you know, like during this time, you are capable to overthink because it's third house and it's thinking and your thinking ability. So you need actually to pay attention. You are not stressed and you're not overthinking. Let it go. That's the actually the right approach right now. Just let go of everything and just breathe it through. Third house is also, you know, breathing, take deep breath. It is really good to have some and learn some new skills if you want to with technology. As I said before, AI, anything like that, cryptocurrency, because it's a sextile with Jupiter and Uranus and Moon. So it could bring in a new career for you. So if you would like to become a ghostwriter, if you would like to open up a networking company, a PR company, this could be really, really helpful. It's great to actually create a website for yourself as well. And if you have children, that it's going to be, they're going to become very, very curious right now. And you are capable to take them for short trips. And it could be some kind of educational trip for them, especially if you are homeschooling your children. All right, Aquarius rising sun and moon, it's going to happen in your second house. Second house, anything to do with self-worth, your income and your possessions. So it's also rules your jaw and the food that you are putting into your body. So if you are looking for love, there is, or, you know, actually just state on your relationship, right now you have to talk with your love about your financial goals and about your values and the way you value possession. And finances, it could be actually bringing in some kind of stable financial foundation. Saturn is bringing that in, maybe a new job, or maybe, you know, like a contract that is going to make it permanent in a job place. And you are capable to saving right now the next 2.5 years, and you're going to be like crazily saving. Maybe you're going to buy Kronos is watch, expensive watches, because of Neptune is glamour, expensive watches to preserve your money. Or maybe you're going to buy metals because Mars is metal, to preserve your money. Actually, today, silver went up like crazy, 12%. We invested in silver a lot. All right, so education. What about, no, actually your health first. You know, it could relate to financial stress because of you have to make a decision where to invest, and before making the decision could become like stressful for you, you know, to learn about it, how to do it. Education-wise, you can actually investigate about financial management. So if you want to learn about that, or you can actually educate yourself about stock market, or, you know, even become a mortgage broker if you would like to. Career-wise, there is a really, really great outcome because of you can get actually a new career, and that's what's going to lead for you to have your salary rise. And with children, you know, right now you will need to teach your children the value of money and how to become responsible with their spendings during this time. All right, and last but not least, my beautiful Pisces, fellow Pisceans, I have a Pisces sun, so it's gonna happen in your first house with your self-identity, that is your body, yourself, your appearance, your personal goals. All right, so what's gonna happen over here? Sun is your career and your father figure and your vitality. Moon is your mother figure, subconscious, and your emotion, and the rising is all about you. So your love life, you know, there could be some kind of desire for a new year, new relationship, or actually it could lead to conversations where you want to actually create new values, and that's going to be really, really important for you. And in finances, because it's your personal goals, there could be some kind of new personal goal a new personal financial planning that is going to take center of stage in your life, and you're going to take disciplined action. And you being a Pisces ruled by Neptune, and it's going to happen in your sign, so obviously it's hot for you because of, you know, sometimes you can be an impulsive buyer or emotional buyer and just spending money and giving charities and everything like that. So right now Saturn and Mars going to discipline you and going to say, no, if you really would like to achieve that, you need to save this much, you put that for your children to college, and, you know, have some different kind of buckets where you put money away. Yes. So with health, you know, Saturn being in your sign, affecting your moon, sun, or your rising, it's very heavy. I can tell that myself. It's keeping me sick over and over again. Some kind of joint issue, inflamed joint issue. It could be anything to do with, you know, lymphatic system as well. So we need to be careful, or, you know, getting a cold, getting a virus, anything to do with pandemic. It could be really challenging. Your physical activity is challenging because of joint pain. Education-wise, anything what is your personal interest, anything with spirituality, anything to, yeah, most likely, like if you would like to become a nurse, if you would like to open a boutique hotel up, it could be very flavorful for you. And herbalist, you know, like opening a retreat, that could be really auspicious. Mars is very assertive, so in your career, you're going to achieve right now some kind of personal assertiveness here, where you're going to initiate something, and the role going to be a leadership role. You're gonna go for it. You're gonna ask people to hire you, to have them in their podcast, and you're going to achieve great. You know, you're gonna have great achievement. And if you do have children, there is actually right now when you have to teach them to become independent, and you have to be courageous to let them go somehow, to give them some kind of freedom. You know, like they need to take actions on their own. They need to cry their tears. You cannot cry for them, you know, you cannot have their pain, but make sure you are standing still and you're standing there when they need to stand up again. All right, guys, if you love my videos, please subscribe, like, and comment below. Let me know how did it work out for you, because I love to learn with you know, and I love to learn through others' experience as well. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, you can see my website. I would appreciate you truly, so reach out and check my website as well. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and commenting below, and subscribing. Bye for now. See you soon.